Yeah. What up? What up? What up? Top of the top. Y'all up early this morning. What's up, Kashana Brown? I see you made it. Sibling party. What's up? What up? The Juice Show. What up, Juicy? I was tired last night. I'm telling you, we put in some work yesterday. I was tired. Y'all know I'm back at it again. We back at it again. Oh, we all here. Y'all already know it's another Friday. We made it through the week and we here. That's it. I'm going to let the family pull up. Salute, salute. Y'all already know. We did a good show last night on Grown Man Talk. Shout out to my homie Grown Man P, a.k.a. Mr. Sex Money. You dig? Go subscribe to the channel, Grown Man Talk. Don't forget to hit the all notification bell, because we got a lot going on. We got a lot of things coming. We just starting to heat up. We just getting into the, it's not even the spring yet. That's all you got to know. But we on our way. We on a journey. I'm so happy to see y'all this morning. What's up, Miss Deja? What's up? Queen of Detroit, what is up? L Blizz, what's good? What up? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all already know. I'm going to be talking about some things like I always do. We're going to set it off. And today, I'm going to be talking about Y.F.N. Lucci stabbed in jail. And he's scared. He's saying, let me out of here, because he think that they're going to kill him. And he's another one that was claiming blood. Because you know, when you claim a gang and you're a rapper, it's beneficial. You're going to get a lot of money. But now he don't want to be in jail because he's scared for his life, because I heard that he was talking and the homie's on his ass. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. This is all alleged information, but that's what's being said. I'm also going to be talking about something they have been keeping very, very low key, and I think a lot of us forgot about it, is the Breonna Taylor case. And a former Louisville police officer has been found not guilty, and he was free to go. This is one of the officers that shot in the crib like 10 times. And some of the bullets went through another crib. He has been found not guilty. We're going to be talking about that, because we already know about all the distractions, but we saw all of the Black Lives Matter protesting Breonna Taylor. We seen all of that. But where's Black Lives Matter at now? So we see what's going on. Also, the man who rubbed their doo-doo on that woman in New York City, they say he bragged on Facebook about getting out with no bail. And on his Facebook post, he said that he will shoot anything he can get his hands on. So basically, he was a loon ball, which we already know, because the loon balls have been trying to take over. And not only did he rub doo-doo on this woman, he bragged on Facebook about how he want to get his hands on a gun so he could do some shooting. That's according to the reports. Also, 9 people have been displaced in a fire yesterday in Brooklyn. I'm also going to be talking about K. Michelle, but not too much, because K. Michelle is being investigated for indecent exposure after she flashed her breasts at a concert. Hopefully it was no kids there, but we know she probably pulled the publicity stunt, because they do anything for clout. and she flashed her breasts at concert, and she's going to be in trouble for indecent exposure, allegedly. Also, I'm going to be talking about Freddie P. For those that know, Freddie P from Making of the Band, he's a has-been. He never really had a career, but if you used to watch Making of the Band, you know about Freddie P, Dylon, and them people. You know the ones that P. Diddy made walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to go get a cheesecake all the way from Manhattan. Well, he says how he's been suicidal, and he's blaming P. Diddy for his suicidal thinking. Hopefully, he's not thinking suicidal because he did some other things that he's ashamed of. Hopefully, he didn't. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about that. And we're going to get through this Friday. What up, Royce Madison? Tapping in from Louisiana. ABGBK all day, my Brooklyn brother. What is good? What up? I'm still waking up. But y'all know I'm here. So we're going to get into the business, right? Like I said, it's been a long week. It's been a very, very long week. And we're going to chop it up today. So other than that, thanks for pulling up. It's the Y.F.N Fame Live episode 119. And we on a mission. And it's another Friday, TGIF. So let's get it. Here we go. YFNLUCCI. Y'all see him with that blood flag on his head? Because I told y'all, when you claim that gang, it help you get them record sales and make you look thorough. But y'all know he looks soft. But he's another one that ran with that red flag, claiming the gang. Y'all also know that he was dealing with Lil Wayne's daughter, Regina Carter. And it's plain to see that when YFNLUCCI was getting the fame, everything was all good. But now that he has been locked up, he's been locked up for murder, if I'm not mistaken. He's locked up for murder. Allegedly. Don't it's either murder, attempted murder. Either way, he's locked up. And murder is in the picture. All right? And he got indicted for running with the gang. Because like I told y'all, they want to be with the gang when it's beneficial. When it makes them look like they thorough, and it makes it, you know what I'm saying, when they got to go from state to state and they got the gang with them, and when they got the gang in the videos, when they're in the hood, it looks very good. It makes them look solid. They love the gang. But when what? Reality crosses with entertainment, that's where the problem come in at. Because being that YFNLUCCI was running with the gang, he's been indicted and he's been fighting these charges for a minute. And he's about to get sentenced. He about to get charged soon with either guilty or not guilty. He's scared. But other than that, it's been words and rumors that he has been talking. So when you mess with the gang and the gang think you might be running your mouth, that's when you get dealt with. Blood in, blood out. So YFNLUCCI, he was stabbed in jail. And he says, let me out of here. He thinks he's going to die in jail. And he also has been told he got a bounty on his head, AKA he got a bag on his head. So he's scared to death right now. And he also has been talking and telling, because he says he was stabbed during a video call with someone on the outside. And he's asking the judge to grant him bond. So he was on the phone, because in these type of jails, when you got visitors, you got to do video calls. No human contact. And while he was on the phone, he claims he got stabbed. And he's asking the judge to grant him bond so he can get out. And he also says he is cool with an ankle monitor. But the problem is he already violated previous bond because he got out on bond before and he went to the recording studio and he went to the strip club when he wasn't supposed to. So not only did he get indicted with the gang already, he got out on bond. He didn't want to lay low. He didn't want to stay in the crib. He wanted to go to strip club, make songs. That's why you'll see since he's been out, he dropped another record. And I think it was like a hit, you know. That song you might still hear on the radio about him. He dropped that while he was out on bond. But that was part of him getting locked back up. And the gang also feel like he's been running his mouth. He's telling, but we also have proof he's telling right now because he told that he recently was stabbed. And 9 times out of 10, he told who stabbed him just so he can get out on bond and get an ankle monitor. Now, this usually the courts will put you on a break ankle monitor, but this nigga is begging for an ankle monitor. He's pleading and crying to get put, you know what I'm saying? He want to get sent home with an ankle monitor. And basically, he's promising he's going to be a good boy if he can get an ankle monitor. But he already violated his bond, meaning when he got out, he didn't do the right thing. He was doing too much, so they put his ass back in jail. Now he's scared because he got stabbed. So that's why I'm saying, right? When it's cool to be with the gang, this is what happens. Now I see what you're saying, Queen. Did he tell or did he get framed? Either way, right? When you're dealing with the gang, you're supposed to shut up, do what you're supposed to do, and see what the end result is. But when you do too much and you don't make sure the gang's straight, like when you make a lot of money like Y.F.N.LUCCI and you don't bless those pockets, you're not going to have no protection. When you start doing too much and running your mouth, that's when it don't matter what you got going on because you're going to get dealt with. That's how it works. So he was supposed to just shut up, do his time. If he got out on bond, meaning if he was going to stay in jail to go to court, he was supposed to hold it down. If he got out on bond, he was supposed to hold it down, make sure everybody locked up was straight. That's in his case. But he had to do something wrong for 2 things. Even if he's not telling, I'm pretty sure he didn't look out for the gang. That's why he ain't had no security. And that's how he got stabbed. So either way, he probably been moving shady. But the fact of the matter is, he got a lot of clout off the gang. And we know that Lil Wayne allegedly is blood, and he was messing with Lil Wayne's daughter. So this the facts, right? The facts is, when you run with the gang, you got to take what come with it. But we've been seeing this trend for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, they want to rep the gang, but when it's inconvenient, they don't want to be down with the gang no more. So my point is this: don't rep the gang from the beginning. Just be yourself. Just be regular. Now let's take away that blood flag off his head, right? Let's take that blood flag off. If he was just a regular artist, just making good music, maybe he wouldn't be in this trouble. Maybe he wouldn't be in this trouble. It's simple as that. But no, they don't want to do that because it's not cool. It's not cool to just be a regular man with an earring in your nose and make music. You see, when he throw that flag on, he throw a little extra sauce on it, give him a little tougher image. Even though the way he got his flag wrapped up, he looked like a clown because real bloods don't wear their flag like that. But nevertheless, you can clearly see in his picture he's wearing that flag for clout. See, real gangsters already know what he's doing. He's wearing that flag for clout. But my point is this: when the time comes down, he's not built like that. That's all I'm saying. So my point is, let's take away that red flag, and let's just imagine if he just would have came out making good music, got with Lil Wayne's daughter, just been a celebrity couple, chilling, moved somewhere, Hollywood or somewhere, and just chilled out. Maybe he would have been all right. Also, I remember a couple of months ago, he tried to shoot a video in the hood, and the video shoot got shot up. And people got shot at the video shoot. He got shut down. So that was another warning that he's not good in the hood. But you'll learn that where some of these rappers go at, death always follows. Because why? Because they always promoting the gang activity. That's how it works. Now, if you just be good and you be a so-called lame or a nerd, or you just be an artist and just make your music, you will reduce the chances of you getting in trouble or shot. I'm not gonna say you can avoid it, but I can say one thing: You ever heard that Method Man getting shot at? You ever heard of a Rat Man getting shot at? You ever heard of Kendrick Lamar getting shot at? You ever heard of J. Cole getting shot at? I'm just giving examples of certain rappers that just rap and do what they got to do. But you're going to see every rapper that got some type of gang activity around them. What's going to happen? They're going to either go to jail or they're going to get shot at or they're going to get beat up. Because what? They're going to bring that negative energy. That's how it works. When you claim gang, common sense. You got rivals. It's common sense. When you rep in the hood, when your hood get beef, you got beef. That's how it works. But the thing you got to remember is that millions of dollars come with you claiming the gang and claiming the hood. That's where the money coming at, the money bags. So that's the part they can't resist and they can't refuse. So they're going to promote the gang as long as they can. We've seen it on many occasions. I don't got to say no names. But this is the situation. All right, he been stabbed up in jail. Now he might got a lawsuit on the jail. But my point is, he's scared. He's trying to get out, and he trying to get the jail. He trying to get that lawyer. He trying to get that judge to let him go. His lawyers are working for him, but I don't think it's going to work because remember, he already came home and he violated. He didn't listen. So hopefully, YFNLUCCI does not end up dead in prison. But remember, right, he's still going to trial. So even after he gets sentenced, he has to worry about not being killed his whole bid. And he also is saying he thinks it's a price on his head. So that means somebody got the ticket on him. So that means he might have to always worry about somebody trying to get him. And that's a messed up way to do your time. And the only reason why that can come down on him is if the gang has already did a vote and they feel like he's telling, or his name might already be on certain people's paperwork. Either way, he's in a messed up situation. And it is what it is. The next topic. That's right, Queen of Attraction. It's easy to be a studio gangster. That's what they are. They showed you the movie CB4. They told y'all long time ago, CB4. That's what we've been watching, CB4. That's it. Good dudes that really didn't have to go past the limit to make music. Some of these guys, they actually have talent and they have something to bring to the table. But it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool to just be regular. So they got to have an image. Because as a rapper, you have to have a marketing scheme. They need something to market and promote you to separate you from the average artist. If you got three rappers in a room, they're going to look at each rapper and see what separates the three of them. They're going to look at what can they market about this artist? What can they market about? That's how they think. And sometimes when you're not marketable, that stopped a lot of people from getting deals too. Because they wasn't marketable. They didn't have a gimmick. So now you'll see why people had to dye their hair, rainbow colors, pick up a flag. Because when you see his regular pictures, he didn't look that cool. He looked like a nobody. You get what I'm saying? Whatever they got to do to get that attraction, to catch that eye, that's what they're going to do. Sometimes it could just be thrown on a bunch of chains, a bunch of jewelry. They need a marketing scheme. And when you claim the game, it's automatically faster and it's better. It guarantees you a certain amount of sales, a certain amount of fans. Good morning, Miss Lay Jones. Alan, what up? Alan from the UK, what up, bro? So that's my point. You got to take what comes with the game. And that's the part they don't want. So it is what it is. The next story I'm getting into is Breonna Taylor. Now, let's check this out for a minute. We have not heard nothing about this case for a long time. It's been very, very quiet. It's been quiet. We all have to admit it's been quiet. What up, Wax? Wax Dog in the building. Let's admit that This Breonna Taylor case has been very quiet. Can we at least agree on that? The officer, or one of the officers involved, named Brett Hankinson, was found not guilty, and he was free to go. His lawyer, Stu Matthews, says he was just doing his job as a police officer. Taylor's family did not comment as they left the courtroom. I'm going to get into that too. They say that 3 bullets also had went into the wall into another apartment where 2 people and a baby that was 5 years old lived. See, so not only did this police officer shoot 10 times in the crib, 3 of the bullets went through the next door neighbor crib where they had a 5-year-old baby. He still got off. All right. But we know that they say her boyfriend shot a 9mm, and he shot 1 time, allegedly hitting the officer in the leg. And her boyfriend says he believed that the couple was being robbed. Remember, it was a no-knock warrant. So they just kicked in the door with the guns out. And he panicked and busted a shot. But the officer, this particular officer, he was at the patio window, the patio door. You know, the sliding doors, the glass sliding doors, for my people that know. This particular officer was at the sliding door outside. He was outside looking through the glass, and he blazed 10 times in the crib. He wasn't one of the officers that kicked through the door. He was the one that was watching through the side window. And he blazed 10 times. And not only did he blaze 10 times and kill Breonna Taylor, 3 bullets went through the wall where a couple and their 5-year-old lived, and they could have got hit too. But the point of the matter is, this officer was found not guilty. Now, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat speak out, please, real quick. Did Breonna Taylor's family get paid off already? Did they already get a bag? Somebody let me know in the chat. I'm waiting. Because if I'm not mistaken, Breonna Taylor's family was hit with a nice bag. They got paid off. If I'm not mistaken, allegedly. I don't want to be wrong, but I could have sworn they got paid off. And maybe that's the reason why this man was able to walk, and his family, they had nothing to say. Pardon me, her family, Breonna Taylor's family, after the plea was, announced, or should I say after, he was charged not guilty in the courtroom, the family walked out. They didn't want to talk to nobody. They just kept it moving. Because maybe they already knew what was going to happen. And maybe being that they took that bag, this case is already bought off. But the point of the matter, they put every case in your face. What's up, Rondell? They got the largest payout in Louisville history for that. Thank you. That's what I needed, man. That's what I needed. I needed to make sure. I needed confirmation. Because I know that family got paid off. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this situation. They could have actually been wrong as 2 left shoes. But the family was so thirsty, they probably didn't want to really look into it and really fight the case. As soon as they was offered a payout, they took the bag and shut up. Now let's look at this. Boom. If they would have just grounded it out and fought it in trial, maybe he would have got found guilty and they still would have been able to get that civil suit anyway. But you got to remember, once you take that bag, that payout, he's going to walk. And this is my opinion, but let's look at this part right here. After the man was found not guilty, the family walked out the court. They didn't have nothing to say. So was that in the agreement? Let's also look at how everybody was protesting all around the world for George Floyd and everybody else. What if this right here was the realest case of them all? And this is the actual case they got away with. Meaning, what if this was the foulest case of them all? Because I just told you they blazed that crib up and almost shot the next door neighbors. What if that other 5-year-old boy would have got shot by this police officer? But my point is, her family took that money. That is a fact that we do know. They took the money. So that's what it is. What up, Pone? So ask yourself that question. If you got smoked by the police, would you want your people to take the money, or would you want them to fight the whole case? That question could be simple. It could be kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? But what would you want your family to do? Would you want them to make sure them cops go to jail, or would you want your family to get that money after you're dead, or would you want both? Because I feel like if they would fight longer and really get them police officers convicted, they're going to get the bag anyway. Because if they fight for that justice, they're going to get that bag. But let's look at this. Let's look at the police officer with his fake tears after he was found not guilty. Those are fake tears of joy. We know fake crying when we see it. We know bad acting. Let's look at his face right there. That man looked like he perpetrating a fraud. I don't know what was going on behind this whole thing. It could have been something different behind this. Y'all saw Training Day. Training Day was showing us all the corruption that police would do, and also all the dirt they do to hide their secrets. Remember how Denzel was setting up his partners? Remember how all the ground ball stuff they was doing, all the meetings they was having? I'm not saying that's the case in this situation, but I'm just saying those police came like they was on an assassin mission. A no-knock warrant. Kicked in the door. And then blazed up the crib. And they said the man fired one shot. And we know when they fired one shot what's going to happen. But they kicked in the door and was at the side patio glass. And sometimes you got to remember, for those that know about some of these locations out of town, down south, you know that side patio door, that glass, you got a clear view of what's really going on in the house. But the fact of the matter is, this police officer shot 10 times, didn't hit the man. They didn't kill a man that actually shot the gun. They killed Breonna Taylor. And they all got off. So that's why I said this whole case is very, very shady. Black Barbie, what's up? 7 Guard, peace. This whole case is shady. And I'm pretty sure they didn't want to spark no riots. They didn't want to spark no drama down there in Louisville. And they swept this case under the rug with a payout. Because they already know that some people are for sale and they don't really want justice. They just want some money. But I say this, Breonna Taylor's family better hope that money lasts them forever, because it's going to be sad if one day y'all broke and the police officers got off. And this also what some people do. I noticed this because I know a situation where somebody got $1 million for their son getting killed. But this is what people do. This is how they finesse you. This is how they, what up, Saladin? What's going on, brother? Salute to Jamel Saladin. This is what happens a lot. This is how they trick you with them lawsuits. See, y'all gonna peep what I'm saying. Now check this out, right? A lot of times when they pay off people with these big lawsuits, the people be so stupid that they don't even move. So when you get paid from a city or a state in a lawsuit, what a lot of people do is they'll stay there and spend the money right there and give it right back. They'll buy a house, they'll buy a whole bunch of material stuff, and then get the money right back to the city. That's why, in my opinion, when you get a big lawsuit, you're supposed to move out of that city and that state first. You're supposed to get out of there. You don't get the money. You don't sue the state or the city. Get the money and stay there and give it all back, because that's what you're going to do eventually, and they know that. I don't care if you get the lawsuit, you stay there for a year, 2, 5 years, 10 years. Eventually, you're going to get that money back. And not only are you going to give it back, you're going to be paying taxes off the money they gave you regardless. So that's how they finesse you. And they know, you from Louisville, take this money for Breonna, but we know 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to move. You're going to buy a bigger house. You're going to probably buy some houses for your family, and you're going to give it right back to us anyway. That's how they play the game. So when you get a big lawsuit, you're supposed to move. The same way I feel about my brothers. I don't care what state you from. Once you get a state, your time, you're supposed to leave that state. Once you clean on papers, don't stay in the state that locked you up and got paid off you. Leave the state. Once you give your time to a state and you became state property, when you come home, leave that state, man. Once you good. Don't sit there and get them all back your life again. You get a job, now you're giving the state back your taxes. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in a situation to get locked up by the same state again. When you put your work in a state, when you get out of jail, leave the state. That's what you're supposed to do. Once the state took a piece of your life, you're supposed to leave that state, man. So that's my same point. When you sue a state or a city, once they hurt one of your loved ones and took a loved one away from you and you get a payoff, leave the state. Don't get the money right back. Don't stay in the state for another one of your family members to get smoked by the same state. So my point is, that's what I see happen a lot. When people get them lawsuits, they'll stay right where they got the lawsuit and get the money right back. It might not be fast. Eventually, they're going to get the money back from you, and they know that. That's why they give you just enough when you can't move to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? They give you just enough when you can't move nowhere real exotic and live off that bread. They're going to give you just enough, a little $1 million, a little $2 million. They give you something where you're just going to put it right back in the pot. They know you're going to go buy a Benz that's about $100,000. You know you're going to buy some cars for the family. You're going to pay the family bills up. You're going to try to be the boss. And eventually they know you're going to go broke and give it all back. That's the game they play. You know what I'm saying? That's the game they play. So whenever you get a lawsuit, this go for anybody in America. This is my opinion. When you get a bag and you get a lawsuit, move out that city for one. And then if you got enough money, move out that state. Don't get the money back. Because they're going to find a way to get that money back out your ass. And another thing people don't understand, when you sue a city or a state, they hold a grudge against you. You might not know it, but they know who you are, and they hold a grudge. That's how it works. I know people that sued New York City housing, got bread, and eventually they was back broke again. Because all they did was leave the projects, went and got a crib, and then end up owing money on the crib they bought, the tax money, and couldn't pay the taxes and lost the crib right back to the city. I'm showing that's the game they play. That's why I told you, when you get the bread, you move, you get up out of there. Don't give it right back to the city because you want to stay in the hood and floss on everybody you grew up with. No, leave. Just come back to visit. Don't give the money back to the state or the city you got paid from. But I'm pretty sure Breonna Taylor's family, I'm pretty sure when they got that money, they ain't moved. And the people of Kentucky probably knew that. Because the fact of the matter is, when they was in the courtroom, her family, after the verdict, they just walked out. They didn't say they was crying. They didn't say none of that. They just said they walked out the courtroom. And this man got off scot-free with shooting that crib up and taking this woman's life. This beautiful black woman we see right here took her life. And this is just my opinion. But we see him with the fake tears because he already knows her family took the bag. And I'm pretty sure his lawyer already told him, don't worry about it, sir. You're going to walk on this one. I'm pretty sure he already knew that. Because remember, in some courts is where they actually play the game. The game is played out in the courtroom. I told y'all that's why the courtroom got the same texture as a basketball court. The same type of wood. It's a game being played. You got to have on your uniform, which is the suit he got on. The judge going to have on their uniform, like a referee. The judge is the referee. It's a game. That's why what they say is no such thing as justice. It's just us. That's it. Ain't no justice. And what else they say? The scales ain't balanced. So that's what it is. So I'm just being real. Like, some of my people, y'all think when y'all go to court, y'all gonna get a fair trial. And so you know damn well you lying to yourself. And that's what it is. See? Like when I start talking that truth, that's when you got bots coming in the room. See that? When you start talking what's real, that's when you start seeing these bots. But at the end of the day, we don't care. And you get them bots up out of here. You see them bots, you block that, you kick them out. But like I said, right? Ain't no justice. That's why I tell people don't put yourself in a situation. But what I want to know is, what was the original reason on why they came knocking on that door? I want to know that part. Now, y'all might know, I don't know. I want to know exactly What was the no-knock warrant for? What was the name on the warrant? What did the person actually do that they was looking for? That's the part I don't know. So I don't get it. That's right. That's right, Rondell. Once you take the money, just know nobody's going to prison. That's a fact. Payout. So her family basically sacrificed her. That's what it's called, a sacrifice. Hey, I'm sad my daughter got killed, but I'll take that money. We balling now. And she ain't going to get no justice. And I'm pretty sure her family's going to fall off. They're going to fall off eventually. Because even we know that no matter how much money you get, you can't live off money, a certain bag forever, if you ain't getting no more money. And I'm pretty sure when Breonna Taylor family took that money, they didn't understand that gas and inflation was going to go up. So that money going to go even faster. That's how it worked. Wow. Hold up. She says a dead body was found in a rental car that was traced back to her. Wow. See, I ain't know that part. Or was that part of the setup? I don't know. Wow, that's deep. But my point is, where was Black Lives Matter at? I could have sworn when this case was going on, Spot him, got him. What up? What up, bro? I could have sworn when this case was going on, right? Black Lives Matter was spearheading. They was spearheading this whole thing. Am I lying? I could have sworn they was the main ones drawing attention to this whole case. We seen Black Lives Matter campaigning so hard. Where they at now? I ain't hear nothing about them at no courtroom. I ain't hear about nothing. And we also know they used Breonna Taylor name to stir that pot up, to get the whole country riled up, along with George Floyd and the rest of them. But y'all know they were stirring that pot. Now we see they total opposite. They the most quietest, humblest people, and we don't even know where they at. That's why I say they move like the mafia. We don't even know how they moving. They under the radar. That's a fact, Pone. We spoke on that last night. In my hood, East New York. That's a fact. On Pennsylvania Ave, they found a dead woman chopped up. They just found her torso. That's a fact, bro. Yup. That's how wicked it's getting out here. It's getting very wicked. And like I said before, it's mighty funny. It's a lot of women being slaughtered. The past 2 years, you have never seen this many women get slaughtered since the pandemic. Slaughtered. Found bloody, found beat up, found stabbed up, cut up, shot up. Women getting shot in the head, getting dome shots. We've never heard this many women get slaughtered like this ever. Domestic disputes, dudes flipping out, killing their baby moms and the kids. People losing it out here. They sick. But my point is, where the police at? Where the officers at? I thought they were supposed to protect the civilians. But in this situation, the officers blazed the crib up. That's a fact. BLM and Kamala are quiet. That's right. Very, very quiet. But we can't forget the other day, Kamala did a standing ovation and was clapping when Joe announced that he's going to be coming for everybody that did the PPP loan. She was clapping the other day and she was smiling so heavy. But other than that, you don't see her. And when you do see her, she got a mask on. Good morning, Miss Danielle Walker. How you doing this morning? So my point is this. Breonna Taylor got slaughtered. This man is getting away with it. And her family took the bag. They took the money. And that's the end of this situation. And he is found not guilty. You see him shedding fake tears. And he also said that he don't know if he wants to be an officer again. But if he wants to be an officer, he can gladly get his job back. And let's not also forget that 3 bullets went through the next door neighbor crib and almost hit a 5-year-old baby on top of Breonna. So he could have had a double homicide, or should I say a double murder? But my bad, he was found out guilty, so it wasn't a murder. Just shows you what's going on. So They say the no-knock warrant is over with, but I want to know what was that no-knock warrant about. That's all I want to know. Something don't seem right with this case to me. But anyway, it is what it is. None of my business. It's over with. It's over with because her family took the money. That's what it is. Also, moving right along, right? This is something that happened yesterday in New York City, too. Now, we got to look at this real quick, too. A 74-year-old woman was hit by a car. But this would trip me out about this story. The 74-year-old woman, a senior citizen, got hit by a car, drove by a senior citizen who was 64 years old at 10:30 p.m. And my point is, what are senior citizens doing out at 10 p.m. now? Nigga, sometime I go to bed at 10 o'clock when I feel like it. We seen a lot of senior citizens being out at night. We seen the other day the 77-year-old senior citizen got stabbed. What are senior citizens doing getting in an accident at night? And what is a man 74 years old doing driving at night? A 74-year-old hit a 64-year-old. These are crimes I never heard of. I heard of people in the daytime hitting people, but at night, 74 years old driving the whip, hitting another senior citizen that was driving. Or should I say the senior citizen was on foot? Either way, senior citizens out here getting in the car accidents at nighttime. That's what I'm saying. That don't make no sense. Hold up. The bro Pone says, I got footage of how they setting the garbage on fire in my hood because sanitation ain't picking up the garbage in our side because of all the shootouts. Sidewalks on fire for 2 blocks. Wow, see? That's something else they downplaying. That's a fact. The Bronx is a battlefield right now. The Bronx has turned up to the 5th power recently. It has been getting crazy out there. And it's funny you said that, Poem, because that coincides with something else I was going to speak on, right? With these fires. A lot of these fires, in my opinion, these landlords are blazing up these cribs. Because we got to remember, a lot of people was not paying their rent in the pandemic. A lot of people was getting down with those programs, and a lot of landlords wasn't getting their money. Plus, we already know they want to go up on the rent, so they want to get a lot of people out of these cribs so they can restructure these cribs so they can get more money. And also, 9 people was displaced yesterday in a fire in Brooklyn. 11 was hurt, including 3 children. And 9 people are homeless. And we've been seeing this repeatedly of fires just blazing up buildings. And I spoke about this months ago, about how a lot of landlords are flaming their property. Why? Because they're going to get insurance money anyway. And this is how they've been kicking people out real quick, making them homeless. Because we know a lot of people, they didn't want to leave these cribs. And we got to remember, when the pandemic first hit, a lot of landlords went at least a year, multiple months without getting paid. So a lot of these landlords have been forced to take losses. Even though some of them has been, some of them still got their money, but what they realize is they understand that the economy is changing. So like I reported the other week, okay, you might have moved in this crib and you set at $1,500 a month. They want you out of there so they can take that rent to $2,200, $2,300. They want you out of there because everything is going in a different direction. So a lot of them have been flaming their property, getting that insurance money, refurnishing, and then getting more money off the new people that's moving in. So that's why you see in a lot of these random fires, because guess what? This fire right here, they saying the same thing. They saying the fire in this Brooklyn building happened from what? A space heater. That building that flamed in the Bronx about last month, y'all know what I'm talking about, with the 19 people, they say that was from a space heater. And we know we've seen fires our whole life, but we have never seen whole buildings flame from space heaters. We've seen buildings in Philly flame from the ground. We've seen all over. But we have never, ever in our life seen buildings flame the ashes from space heaters. And they also said that building in the Bronx, the door was left open to create a super draft throughout the hallways, which made it spread faster, and people caught smoke inhalation even faster because somebody left a door open, an outside door. So it sounds to me like that was by design. We also seen whole buildings flame this whole pandemic. 80 people displaced at one time. So we've been looking at these homeless numbers, and a lot of people have been literally made homeless. Because remember, if your crib burned down and you lose everything, your Social Security, your cards, credentials, the little money you had put up, all your furniture, all your stuff gone, sometimes it's not even quick to get back on your feet like that, just because all your materials burnt up. You ain't got no social, all that stuff, you got to wait. You understand? You got to prove who you are. Look, a lot of people was made homeless over the fires alone, still in shelters right now. But a lot of this stuff happening from space heaters, so they say. But in my opinion, a lot of these properties have been getting flamed because a lot of landlords want to get they want to get their payback. Not only they payback, but they payback, talking about their cash. And people have been falling victims. So this is also called another sacrifice of human beings. Because last night, 9 people are now homeless. 11 people have been hurt. And one of them was a 3-year-old girl. She got flamed too. She got hurt bad. You know what I'm saying? And we keep hearing these same stories again and again. And mind you, it's March. And the fires, they just not stopping. But that's some good information how the bro said how people burning trash on the block because, you know, the city workers not coming because we do got to remember a lot of city workers quit their job. A lot of them didn't want to get vaccinated and they quit. And we see what's happening. What else? The trash is also increasing the rats in the neighborhood. I gave a report months ago about how certain people got rats so bad in their hood, they can't even come out their door and get to their car without jumping over rats. My people from the town already know it's been aggressive rats before that, but they never was that bold where you had to jump over them in the daytime to get to your car and all of that. You never had to jump over. You might be walking down the street at night and a rat might come out of nowhere, but you never had to come out your crib and you trying to get in your car and you got to jump over rats. This is what the people are going through because of the trash, the city not doing their job. So the average person that works and does the right thing, they're suffering the most. That's what makes all of this so wicked. The citizens that allegedly pay their tax, the upright citizens, our family members, they're the ones going through it the worst, and they don't deserve it. But this is all set up by design to increase the mental health, to make you flip out. That's part of what's going on. So that's why we keep seeing all these different things transpiring, but it's all creating a big tornado, a spiral, because they want people to lose it. And then it'll be like all those movies you've seen with The Purge, Dawn of the Dead. That's how they want it. People running around, wilding out. That's really what they want to happen. And that's why you're going to see crime is being promoted. Now you're seeing they setting the stage because they really want to round everybody up. That's really what they want to do. That's my opinion. And this also relates with that story. Now, the man, y'all saw the video of that man that rubbed that doodle on that woman on the train. He rubbed poop on her. He violated her. But they saying that he bragged on Facebook about getting out without bail. And they're claiming that on Facebook, he said he would shoot anything he get his hands on. So basically, he was on Facebook talking gangster, bragging about how he got out and was bragging about how he want to get his hands on a hammer so he can let that thing fly and put it some work. Just randomly running his mouth. And when I saw the picture of this nigga, he was smiling with an NBA hat on, with a fitted smiling. This nigga's sick. But we had this conversation last night on Grown Man Talk about how the stage is already set. The weirdos are running around. Crime is increasing. And they about to lock everybody up. But they need sick niggas like this to push the agenda. So we can say, look, now they don't need no bail. You see why they don't need no bail? We let this man out, and this is what he did. We let this man out, this is what he did. Because they want to do away with that bail for real. And the key thing now, you got to understand, you can go to jail for the pettiest thing, and you literally might die. You might not make it out of a petty charge. You might not even make it to court. You might get sick. You might get beat up, stabbed. You see what I'm saying? You might not even make it now. That's the whole key. You can go to jail for something petty, and you might not even make it. That's why I told y'all a bid now is not a bid like it's not like before. So they using this man right here with the doodoo to prove that people shouldn't get bail on certain charges. Or should I say no cash bail, or also, you know, RORs, y'all know about that, released on your account and stuff. They're trying to do away with all of that, basically. And it seems to me like they only trying to do that to a certain people. But they use this man as a poster child, saying that when he rubbed that doodle on that woman, he got out and claimed, he went on Facebook. Let's say it again. We already know they already announced that law enforcement is going to be on all social media platforms more than ever. We already know this. They've been on there, but they already announced that they're going to be on there more than ever. They was on this man's Facebook page, and they seen what he said, bragging about getting out with no bail. And he also said that he hoped he can get his hands on something. Talking about a pistol, so he could shoot, so he could just let it go. He could just shoot something. That's what this nigga allegedly said. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. These dudes getting real weird, and in my opinion, police moving real shady. What else? All right. Now I gotta talk about Freddie P real quick. Nah, I'm not gonna go to Freddie P. I gotta talk about this because this coincides with what I was just talking about. They said the NYPD completed a raid on Tuesday. They raided a Queens home, right? And they found 27 ghost guns. They found 38 guns, but they found 33 guns out of the 33. 27 of them was ghost guns. By now, you should know what ghost guns are because Joe Biden already declared war on ghost guns. He came to New York City a couple days ago, about a week or two ago, sat down with the mayor, and they declared war on ghost guns. Ghost guns are untraceable firearms, you get it, without serial numbers. That means AKA murder weapons. And they say that they are typically assembled at home after parts are purchased online. See, they already knew exactly how the ghost guns was being made. They already know all that. My point is this, now they're declaring war. But the other day, they found 27 in raids. So those are like 27 guns that was going to have bodies on them eventually. But my point is this, now they want to attack all the guns. Now y'all see why all the people be getting smoked lately. But they are declaring a war right now. So let's look. We got Joe declaring war on the guns. He declared war on the PPP loans, the people that scam. But they already know the people that scam with the loans are the same ones that spent the money on the ghost guns. Politics. So they raided a spot in Queens, and they got 27 ghost guns. I also told y'all about how they caught the dentist. He was selling ghost guns. A dentist, a legit man in Long Island. He was selling them. So my point is this, somehow, some way, all these ghost guns ended up in the hood. Then they blamed it on drill music. A lot of people that did drill music was rapping about the ghost guns. So y'all see how all this go together. Now you see why they want to lock everybody up and don't give them no bail. Which is called what? Mass incarceration. which is called what? The slave ship. Because if you look at how they said people was on the slave ships, side by side, locked up, wrist by wrist, and foot to head, that's exactly the way prison look right now in the holding cell. Everybody's living on top of each other. Doodle in the room, toilet's not working, nasty situations, which, like I said, causing people to get sick, which makes the what? The germs spread faster. Not only the C-19, tuberculosis, every other disease you could think of. Inhumane conditions. We keep hearing the same thing in every jail across America. Inhumane conditions, which means what? People being treated worse than animals. But now they're attacking people now they got a war on ghost guns, and this is what's going on. After all the shootings, all the blazings, after all the people ordered them online, just like they ordered a fake fentanyl online, which is called the black web, but we already know ain't no such thing as the black web. They know everything. Why? Because when you order something to your crib or you use a computer, that computer got a IP address. So ain't nothing unknown. So I don't know why they be playing that game too. Ain't no black web. When you're on the black web, they still know what you're doing. So my point is this. They found 27 ghost guns. And I'm pretty sure they're going to keep finding more. And a lot of people are going to be telling, and they're going to be kicking in more doors. And they also announced that they plan on having all of this crime shut down by the next year. And basically, they already declared war and they're campaigning to shut down all of this activity. Also, we already know that 25,000 5G cameras have been installed in New York City. They also said that they have already made millions of dollars in the past 6 months off speeding tickets alone by these cameras. Catching you speeding, sending that ticket right to your crib. Which proves that you're not going to be able to do nothing no more without them knowing. They just still installing some more cameras as well. But they've been doing test runs the past couple of months to make sure all of this equipment and devices work fluently. So that's why I'm telling you a lot of stuff, they already knew what was going on. Now they coming to collect. So that's why these people that got caught with these 27 ghost guns, that's why they was able to get them, because they already knew who they was. And all of this goes together. That's why I'm wrapping it all up together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Ghost guns, untraceable hammers, scratched off serials. They shoot very rapid. And they basically weapons for assassination. That's what it is. Another bot up in here. Anyway, Freddie P from Making of the Band. Y'all know about Freddie P. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. Freddie P is washed up, but it don't. That's not the point of this story. The point of this story is Freddie P from Making of the Band. Y'all remember Making of the Band with Puffy and all that. Freddie P recently came out and says he has contemplated suicide 3 to 4 times because of P. Diddy. He blamed it on P. Diddy, but he's saying that he getting tired of life. And he also speaking about how he felt like he had talent and he didn't get a chance to live out his talent because he feels like P. Diddy didn't let him grow or whatever. But the point of the matter is Freddie P has a son, and he said many times he cried because he felt like he wanted to take his life. But I'm pretty sure the people that's in this chat and the people that's listening, y'all already know that. We all go through things in life every day. We got kids. We know life ain't what it's supposed to be, seem to be, but we don't sit here and make excuses on why we want to take our life. Because, see, some of these individuals, they just don't want to accept it. Dog, you tried to be a rapper and it didn't work. That's it. It's no reason to get depressed. At least you made it to MTV. At least you made it to be around Puff Daddy. At least you made it and got some type of shine, but you can't just be happy with that. You want to feel suicidal because your career didn't go where it was supposed to go. Or maybe allegedly, maybe P. Diddy did something to you and you feel like you feel cheated. Maybe you got on your knees or something somewhere down the line and you feel like you got played now that you're older. You can't live with yourself. maybe you might have bent over and somebody might have finessed you and you can't live with your life no more. I'm just saying all these alleged situations because this nigga's talking about he feels suicidal over something that happened damn near 20 years ago with making of the band. Bro, let it go. All right, Freddie P. Also, after making of the band, you had a chance to have a career after that. I could have sworn you was around during the mixtape era. You was around for a minute, Freddie P. So why all of a sudden now you want to kill yourself? That's my whole point. But that's what go on. That's just like, look how we keep hearing all these allegations towards certain entertainers. Certain people are claiming like they've been raped. My point is this, see, when they in the fame and they do a whole bunch of stuff and then they realize, yo, they played me. I got played. They start sitting contemplating. That's when they start feeling weird and crazy and want to do something to themselves because they like, yo, I can't believe I let all these people do this to me. I can't believe he lied to me like that. And they start sitting in that room realizing when they see Revolt TV, you see Puffy still shining, and you still thinking about when you was in a room with that man chilling, and you just don't want to get over it. That's how some people drive their own self crazy. And like I said, hopefully Freddie P ain't do nothing nasty, and that's really why he feels suicidal. Because remember, when your soul is intact, you're not going to think about killing yourself, especially when you got a child. So my point is this, Freddie P. Why you going to wait to have a child that now you want to kill yourself? Don't that child bring you some type of joy? Can't you just say you didn't fulfill your dreams and now just live the best life and make sure your son have a good life? No, you don't want to do that. You want to sit here and cry about P. Diddy and what P. Diddy did to you. You see what these sickos do? They got the same pattern. A lot of them, they wait till they had kids to get depression and suicidal. They wait to have kids to do this. They don't do it before they had a kids. They wait till they have kids. The kids depended on them, and now they want to start folding and breaking when they got kids. Can you at least be a man and stay strong for your kids? Or if that's the case, you should have never had kids. It's simple. That's right. It's called guilty conscience. Maybe when you did certain things in your life when you was younger, you can't live with yourself when you get older. But I say this much. If you're going to do something, live with it. Don't be ashamed. But you got to understand, when you make a deal with the devil, that's part of what comes with it when you torment yourself. That was the whole story with the Judas factor. When you heard about the story that's in the scripture of Jesus and Judas, remember, Judas took the 30 pieces of silver. He took the bag. Remember, it came in a bag. It was coins in the bag. And when he realized what he did, he didn't want to live with himself no more. He tried to get rid of the money, but he was being tormented to the point where they say he took his own life because he knew what he did was foul. He couldn't live with himself. He couldn't enjoy the money. This story has already been told again and again and again. Now, nobody forced Judas to make that deal. Remember, Judas went and snitched on his own. Nobody told him to do this. When he went to the people that was Jesus' ops, nobody told Judas to do it. He did it on his own, the betrayal. And when he did the betrayal, he got the 30 pieces of silver. He couldn't live with himself after that. This is the same story that happens when people get money for doing stuff, but then they feel bad they got the money, and now your soul is gone. You can't get it back. I just told you about Breonna Taylor on how her peoples got paid off already. And when the case was over, they just walked out the room because we already know they took the bag and their soul could not live with hearing that man was not guilty, because in the back of their mind, they know that what? Their daughter didn't get no justice. And they probably know that man probably, you know what I'm saying? They know what time it is. That's why they couldn't sit in that courtroom, because they already took the money. So it just shows you, right? Whenever you sign a contract, whenever you take some money, and a lot of times you know damn well you being wrong at what you're doing, it's always going to come to a point where you can't live with yourself no more. Now we understand why a lot of these entertainers, celebrities, whoever you want to call them, you notice they got a whole lot of money, but they never fucking happy. They're never happy. They always talking about they suicidal. They always had to be rushed to the hospital. They always in a situation where they just ain't never happy. That's my point. These are the people with the most money. They're the most miserable people on the planet. I don't want to hang around none of them. Because a lot of times they know what they got to do to get that money. And they can't live with themselves after that. That's why we'll see Jim Jones come out in a you know, with Dipset when blood flags like YFNLUCCI going super hard for the blood gang. We seen when he fell off, he started crying about Cam this and Cam that, crying. And then we see Jimmy what? Pop out with a blouse on or pink, whatever. Because Jimmy know he got to do whatever he got to do to keep that money coming in. We also seen Jimmy get his house foreclosed. We've seen Jimmy sign with Roc Nation after he so-called hated Jay-Z. Hated that man. Banged on Jay-Z for years. We see him take a deal from Jay-Z. And now we see him walking on catwalks with blouses, or should I say, see-through shirts on. Because Jim Jones will do whatever he got to do to keep that money coming in. But the fact of the matter is, Jim Jones is going to be able to live with himself when it's all said and done. Because I see Cameron still chilling. That boy Cam is still a cool-ass nigga. Cameron be chilling hard. And he's still up. Still got his Lambo. Still got everything he got going on. Because Cam is straight. Cam never got on his knees. Cam could live with himself. That's why whenever you see Cameron, 9 times out of 10, he laughing, joking, or clowning. When you see Jimmy, he always crying or doing something, whining. My point is I'm showing you the scenarios of how some people are never happy and some people always got to do extra stuff just to keep the bag going. But a lot of them be selling out. In the process, they be selling out. Some people cannot accept the fact they got to move out of a house and go to a 1-bedroom apartment. They can't live with that. When there's nothing wrong with a 1-bedroom apartment. You know why? Because in that 1-bedroom apartment, you can still have everything in that 1 bedroom that you had in a 4-bedroom if you know how to live right. It's called economizing and getting your bag up. Sometimes it's better to downsize, get your bag up, instead of having a big house with no money. Some people need to understand that remedy. It's okay to downsize and have more money and take more trips and do more things and have more than have a big house, no money, stressing, struggling, got to do this and that, 3-4 jobs just to pay your bills. It's a difference. Sometimes you got to downsize and economize. I told y'all this multiple times. But when you caught up in living for the people and worried about what people think about you, and you got to always create an image for yourself, you're going to live in misery. And that's why we see a lot of these entertainers and celebrities and whoever, even some people in your family, the hood, who all over, people go through hell to try to uphold an image instead of what? Just letting it go. It's called letting it go. That's why you always going to see pride is going to kill you. Pride is always going to be a human being's biggest burden, that pride. And that's why a lot of them, they can't live with themselves because they got pride. So Freddie P, that was down with making of the band, he want to blame P. Diddy, and he say he's feeling suicidal. He said he thought about taking himself out 3 times already. And I don't feel sorry for Freddie P, because at least you was on making the band. At least you was around Puffy. Some of us was never around Puffy. We was never on TV. Some of us tried to be inspiring rappers. We was in the game too, and we don't care about none of that. So Freddie P, hopefully you didn't get touched on. And hopefully maybe that's why you can't look at your son and be happy. Hopefully that ain't what happened to you. Because a man that'll walk from Manhattan to Brooklyn for a cheesecake, my people from the city, y'all know how long that walk is. I'll tell you this, when the World Trade hit, I walked from 42nd Street to Brooklyn, and that was a long walk. And actually, I did come off the Manhattan Bridge, which was right by the cheese, by you know what I'm saying, by Junior's. This man might have walked from 59th Street or somewhere further up. I don't know. But my point is he did it for a slice of cheesecake. So my point is this. By you doing that, Puffy already knew he could have his way with you anyway. Because he knew you was a flunky and you would walk miles and miles like a doja. So therefore, when you came back, he might have rubbed on your backside. Who knows? I don't know. This alleged. But I'm saying, if I can make you walk for a cheesecake, if I can make you walk 20 miles for a cheesecake, nigga, I can make you do anything because you are desperate. Maybe if you would have left the show that day and didn't walk to get that cheesecake, you might have still had some pride and dignity, and maybe your career would have took off after that because you would have been known as the man that said, FP did, I ain't walking for no cheesecake. Then you could have rapped about that. But no, you ain't. You went and got that cheesecake, boy. And when you came back, P. Diddy knew you was a doja. He knew you was a flunky. That's just what it is, bro. So don't sit here and talk about you want to kill yourself now. You should have thought about that 20 years ago. Anyway, that's my point. You could have been known as the first rapper to buck on P. Diddy. He said, I ain't doing that. You could have acted like you was going to walk to get that. Man, just quit right on the show. Man, I'm out. I ain't doing that. Then went home, dropped a mixtape. But you ain't know about how to market and promote yourself, Freddie, because you thought P. Diddy was going to bring you to the top. But you ain't know about the stuff P. Diddy be getting accused of doing. And I ain't saying it's true or not. I don't know. I'm just saying. We don't know what happened to you. That's why you can't live with yourself, bro. We don't know. So we don't want to hear about you crying, nigga. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They always want to cry after the fact. That's why I'm going to talk about this woman right here, and then I'm going to go back to the top, and I'm going to slide out of here. K. Michelle. Now, y'all know she's another one. Always crying, always talking about this, that, and the third. We heard a lot of allegations about her. We heard her box stink, all of that. We seen her do surgeries that went wrong. We seen her so-called booty sagging, sunken in. We seen her get sick for getting Brazilian butt lifts from, people that's not doctors. We seen it all with K. Michelle, right? And she's another one that'll do whatever she got to do. She thought she was going to be the next Mary J. Blige, singing them depressing-ass songs, men bashing. Either way, K. Michelle now is being investigated for indecent exposure after flashing her tatas at a Houston crowd. She was at a concert, performed her music, and flashed her breasts, which basically was a little whorish move. It was a publicity stunt to flash her titties for clout. That's why I say hopefully no kids wasn't there. Hopefully it wasn't. Because when they go to K. Michelle's show, they want her to sing. They're not expecting her to do no type of behavior like this. It's the same thing as if a man was on stage and flashed his Johnson at the crowd. They're going to say that man is a pervert. And if there's some kids there, he's going to get charged up. You already know. So by K. Michelle doing this, flashing her breasts, the Houston police says she's being investigated for indecent exposure. But we already know K. Michelle did this for clout because now her name is buzzing. Now she's trending, and she knew exactly what she was doing, in my opinion. Because they're going to do whatever they got to do to keep their name going in them title boxes, in them headlines. That's what they're going to do. But hopefully it wasn't no teenage girls there, because what she was doing was promoting the females. If you show your breasts, you can make it big. And they already said her butt looked suspect, so she didn't want to flash her butt. She was actually sitting down in the chair when she flashed her breasts. So she wasn't even standing up. And they said, looked like she got real junk in her trunk. And they said this girl is nasty. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. I remember Mano said that. Mano said her box stink. But I don't know. All I know is K. Michelle, she always doing something. And she's a depressing ass singer. And that's what she is. But I had to make that report because you got to remember this about K. Michelle too. You got to remember this. K. Michelle used to be down with R. Kelly. She came up under R. Kelly. She also has spoken out for R. Kelly. And just so happened, K. Michelle is flashing her breasts at a concert. Nasty. That's all I'm saying. A perverted woman. She's perverted. It is what it is. Now, if she did it in a strip club, that's different. but she did it at a concert. So it is what it is. And don't forget, R. Kelly might have had her early in her career too, because she was down with R. Kelly and she was taking up for him at first too. Anyway, that's enough for her. I'm going to take it to the top and I'm going to slide out of here because it's Friday and we got stuff to do today. I'm going to chill for one. I done ran around all week. YFNLUCCI, he been stabbed and he told the judge, let me out of here. And he think he going to die in jail. And he's been told he's got a bounty on his head. So he's scared to death. The boy is so scared, he's begging the judge to send him home with an ankle monitor. He promised he's going to be a good nigga. But the only reason why YFNLUCCI feel like this because he got shanked allegedly while he was on a phone call, a video call on top of that, talking to somebody, you know, he was having a visit. My people from the town, we call it the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? He was on the dance floor and he had a visitor and he got shanked. But as we see on YFNLUCCI head, he claims to be blood. But now that he got shanked, he want to get out of jail. He don't want to be there no more because he heard they got a bag on his head. But the only point of this matter is he already came home on bond and violated. That's why his dumb ass back in jail, because he want to go to the strip club and he want to go in the studio when they told him don't do that. Nigga, you could have rapped from the crib, had a studio set up at your crib, and guess what else? You could have had shorties come to the crib and perform for you at the crib. But you stupid. You wanted to rep the gang. You want to still be on the street. You still wanted to be outside. Now your ass back in jail, nigga. And you got ripped. Because allegedly, I already heard that they say he might be talking. And for those that don't know, he is dealing with a murder case. So it is what it is, YFNLUCCI. You wanted to be down with the gang. Now you got to take what come with it, which is what? Blood in, blood out. That's all I can say on him. That's all I can say. What up, bro? Pone Striller be lit. Go subscribe to my man Pone Striller, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So check it, right? I'm going to say it again. If you seen YFNLUCCI in real life with that bandana, you know you would not take that man serious. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, most of y'all probably smack fire out his face if he try to run up on you. You're not gonna sit there. And I think he man short too. That don't mean nothing, but you know he ain't no gangster. But as long as he was able to wear that flag, he was able to run with that title. But my point is this, nigga, you could have had the studio in the crib, had all type of strip parties right in your crib with your girl Regine right there with you, and sometimes had Lil Wayne come chill with you. No, nigga, you want to run around, so therefore you got your bond revoked, and now the homies ripped you in jail. That's on you, nigga. Don't cry to the judge. And we know you had to snitch because you crying to the judge, which means you had to tell who cut you, which means you already told the judge you got a bounty on your head, so they already gonna know the gang put the bounty. You still telling, nigga. That's it. You should have held it down, but you didn't. So therefore, your life is in jeopardy. And now you got to pray to God that you make it through your whole bid. But guess what? You should have never claimed the gang, bro. So let this be a lesson to a lot of you that want to claim the gang, but you're not built like that when the repercussions come. You sit there, you look at the oath, you see everything it tells you. You look at the pledges. You see everything it tells you, the do's and don'ts. But in your mind, you're going to do what you want to do. Then, when the gang come for you, you want to tell. You see how it works? That's why I don't respect half of these niggas. I don't respect them. Because nobody made you claim the gang. You did it. So now you got to deal with it. And that's another reason why I told y'all that gangs are played out. Just look at YFNLUCCI and see if the gang ain't played out. Big red flag on his head, big telling, big snitching, big crying. Get it? And anybody can be down now. That's all I'm saying. So I told you gangs will never die. They always going to multiply. I'm just telling you they played out. That's all I'm saying. Because of niggas like him. He's what I call a fashion blood. See, dudes like him that always try to wear mad flags, always try to wear the most flags with the most matching their clothes. Those be the softest ones most of the time. I always knew that. But I always called them fashion bloods. That's what they are. They're the main ones that don't put in no work. They the main ones, I'm telling you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one you used to see dudes with a flag on their head. They got a flag on each wrist. They got a flag in the back pocket. They be the main ones be fashion bloods. The main ones. Red down, dicky suit. Main ones, fashion bloods. Get caught, they gonna tell. Ain't never put in no work. They the main ones when you press them, they gonna say, you know my big homie? They gonna start naming off. They gonna start name dropping. They gonna be scared. Name dropping. A lot of dudes be name dropping in the game, thinking they gonna use other members' names, so you gonna be scared of them. No. Who are you, nigga? I don't care about your big homie. I don't care. They put in work, but who are you? But that's what niggas like YFNLUCCI do. You see what I'm saying? And he get extorted. The big homies extort niggas like him because they know he going to use their name. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. He's scared because he got ripped. And now he want to tell. So it is what it is. You should have stayed a good boy and you should have just made your music, bro. That's all you had to do. But he thought if you saw him with that bandana on, you was going to be scared of him. And you wasn't going to do nothing to him. It is what it is. Also, I spoke about the Breonna Taylor case on how the police was found not guilty. And he was free to walk out of the case, out of the courtroom. He was able to do the George Jefferson as he walked out the courtroom. You know how George Jefferson walked up in the building? He did the George Jefferson when he walked out the courtroom because he got off with all them charges. And the family, they walked out in shame. And they did not say nothing. They didn't get a reporter's no nothing. And this is the police officer that shot in the crib 10 times through the patio door on the side. 3 bullets went through another crib, almost hit a 5-year-old baby and their family. And he got off clean. And all because it was a no-knock warrant. They kicked in the door. Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, of natural instincts, he fired a shot because he thought people was about to kick in his crib. But the thing that's messed up, he's still living and Breonna Taylor's resting in peace. And she didn't get no justice. And I'm not going to blame this one on the police, meaning the justice part, because her family took the money and they want to see them locked up anyway. And I hope her family mess all that money up and one day they be broke. Because in my opinion, that's a foul-ass family. Because guess what? They could afford it in trial. You dig? Got that man found guilty on something and still filed a civil suit. But they didn't want to wait. They wanted to get the money first and chill out. They didn't want to go. You see what I'm saying? They ain't had the strength to fight them in court. The same way on the opposite hand, if we do a crime, they're going to take us to court and make us have to fight it all the way. They didn't want him to do that. They took the bag and chilled out. They didn't want to make him actually prove and fight he was innocent. They took the bread and gave him a pass. So at the end of the day, you see him with the fake tears. He can have his job back if he wants to, but he says he don't know if he wants to be a cop again. And Black Lives Matter is somewhere chilling right now on the island smoking a blunt or in their mansion. It probably got butlers and maids pushing foreign cars. We seen your girl, I don't even want to say her name. We see her do the Escalade commercial. So that means Escalade gave her a big, big bag and a free Escalade. And now I also want to know, where's my son at? At least go live today, nigga, and talk smack. Do something. At least go live and talk smack about how these police officers got off. Because a lot of y'all had Breonna Taylor name in y'all mouth. When a lot of y'all wanted to campaign, the first name you had in your mouth was Breonna Taylor. I want to see what they're going to say today. Which I gotta say now, because you know why? It's not cool to say Black Lives Matter right now. It's not cool to say Breonna Taylor, because guess what, y'all? She didn't get no justice. So when we seen all that marching and protesting, no justice, no peace, no racist police, what we see right here, she got no justice, no peace. And we see this police, he got off clean. He probably went home and smashed his wife yesterday. Get it? So that's why we don't want to hear about none of you fake ass leaders and fake ass protesters. We don't care about y'all, all right? We don't care. Because we know who y'all work for. Other than that, that's that. Just make sure you don't get your door kicked in and the police shoot your crib up. And some of you civil rights workers, you better hope you don't end up like Martin Luther King. Because we all know how Martin Luther King ended up. So y'all better hope y'all don't end up like Martin Luther the King. That's the whole catch-22. Salute to the chat. Boogie Down Bronx. It was all just a distraction. We got played. That's a fact. That's a fact. They deserve maximum life. That's right. But her family took that money on the table. You know what I'm saying? They sold her out, bro. They didn't want to fight for their family, man. They could have fought for her. They still got the money on the back end. But nah, they didn't want that. They wanted the money. And we don't even know how much money it was. They said it was the biggest payout. That's what Rondell said. The biggest payout in Louisville, Kentucky history. Hopefully that ain't a lie. And they just gave them $1 million. Because they love to finesse the numbers and the news. Either way, if they got paid off, they got to shut up anyway. And they can't say exactly how much they got paid. Because that's the game they play. Maybe before that, they only paid out $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. And gave them $1 million and said that was the biggest payout in Louisville history. That's the games they play. Whole time they only got $1 million or some bullshit. That's how they play, man. You see what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure family not gonna move. They probably stay right in Kentucky, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get that money right back to the city eventually. That's a fact. It's more whites in Black Lives Matter than blacks. I believe that to a degree too. Remember, that was the finesse game too. Man, there's white people out there too. Man, we ain't never see this many white people marching with black people. Maybe that was a trick too. Maybe it was, maybe it, I'm not gonna lie. Some white people was actually out there for black people. I ain't gonna lie. Because I did see footage in Kentucky where the white woman was surrounding the black man, and they was all the white women was holding hands in between the police trying to get to the black man. I seen stuff like that. I know some white people that was out there for black people, but I also know there's a lot of white decoys out there that ain't have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. They was just out there to start trouble. Because we seen some of the so-called Black Lives Matter white people out there bashing windows and spray painting. They was doing the most vandalism. I seen that part too. What else going on in this chat? Episode 119. We made it again. We making history. Thank y'all for pulling up. Salute to the chat. Salute to the people in the bushes. What's good? What up? It's Friday and we lit. We're going to keep it going. Who else up in? What up, Diz? What up, my boy? Diz NY. You see how they left that torso in the hood, right, bro? That was foul. We actually watching Nightmare on Elm Street. We watching Jason Lives. All that's going on in the city right now and all over. Because we know Jason used to chop them bodies up. That's all I'm saying. That's a fact, Rondell. She said they got that money a year ago. I'm sure it's all gone a halfway gone. I can believe that too. They probably went on a Bentley spree. They probably went on a shopping spree at the Louis store. You understand? Probably bought about 10 pair of red bottoms, 20 pair. You understand? Whole lot of good lobster and shrimp. We know that. It don't take people a lot. We look, man. Look, if MC Hammer could go broke, anybody can go broke. That man blew 30-something million. 30-something mil. If MC Hammer could go broke, we know anybody can go broke. That's a fact. Allah Will, what's up? Peace. P. West. MLK went to communist training school and was controlled by opposition and was cool with the Rothschilds. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. We know what time it is. I'm glad you on point. That's a fact, P. West. BLM was the same thing. It was of that same nature, exactly. Y'all ever heard of a controlled demolition? When they're ready to build and they have a controlled demolition, and whatever building is there that they want to replace, they come out and blow it up. It's called a controlled demolition. When you figure that out, you'll understand what's going on. Have a blessed day, Miss Kashana Brown. Hold up. Yeah, that's a fact. Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky, he got that time. Now, I ain't know he scammed 24 million, but he gonna be doing 20 months. And whatever he did take, he gonna have to pay that money back. That's what it is. Salute Friedman's channel. What's good? Nate the Great. I see all my people pulled up this morning. Good to see y'all. Who else up in here? Don't forget to tap in tonight. We'll be doing Grown Man Talk. Grown Man Talk is the channel. Don't forget. That's a fact. That building in Florida was a controlled demolition. That's a fact. Remember, I'm going to say it again. Remember, Trump told y'all that this man wanted to come in and build. No, they said that he wanted to refurnish a lot of old buildings and he wanted to buy a lot of buildings. He told y'all that. That's why we see what's going on. Definitely, though, salute to the chat. Salute to everybody that's here today, man. We touched on everything. If you didn't catch it, you want to go back to the beginning. If you missed any episodes this week, they all on my page. The 4No Fame live stream playlist. I got the top 25 episodes. When you vibing this weekend, when you getting right, you can go through the playlist and vibe if you missed something. I think we had a strong week this week. We touched on a lot of stuff. Other than that, I'm not going to hold y'all too long because y'all, you know, we got stuff to do. I will be pulling up this week. I will be supporting. Yo, salute Pone Striller, man. I'm glad you appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real recognize real, bro. Just know that. We gotta stick together out here because you know why? A lot of men not strong no more. They're not strong. It's not too many men that's gonna say what it is and stand on it. You're not gonna do that. That's part of why everything is crazy right now. Because a lot of men not standing strong. That's just what it is. I can't sugarcoat it no kind of way. I can't. As men, we got to lead by example. Even if leading by example is just being who you say you are and standing on it. That's the problem. A lot of us are flexing, and then when it's time to hold it down, we run. Or we make excuses, or we hide. And that's part of what's going on right now. So I'm not going to sit here and make up no excuses or cop a plea on why a lot of stuff the way it is. I heard niggas try to blame women for it. But what people don't understand, a lot of women going to reflect their man. If the men be strong, the woman will be strong. That's how I look at it. And then the woman will make your kids strong. It all goes together. But we know sometimes men get out of pocket and women get out of pocket. And yeah, we do know some women don't want to listen. They want to go against the grain. But my point is, as a man, you got to stand strong. You can't fall a victim to them games. That's all I'm saying. Dig? Don't let nobody bring you out of your character. That's why I say you got to always stay solid. Because some people going to always look for a way to show your flaws. They want you to get out of pocket. So they can say, see, I knew you wasn't real. See, I knew you was going to do that. No, some people going to provoke you so they can try to say you ain't who you say you are. So you got to always remember, you got to remain solid. And how you do that is you got to stay cool. You dig? That's why I told people, I never wanted to be the most gangster. I wanted to always be the coolest. That's me. And when you try to interfere with my cool, then I'm going to be uncool and I'm going to be a fool. That's how I always lived my whole life. I just always want to be the coolest nigga on the planet. That's it. The coolest and the flyest. That's me. That's who I want to be. Never want to be the top gangster. Top gangster end up dead or in jail. And they end up bums and broke. And a lot of time they end up with no females because they wanted to be the top gangster. No. Always wanted to be the coolest nigga. I get along with everybody until they cross the line. That's it. Other than that, it ain't about me. It's about the show. Look, episode 119. Y'all all made it happen. I'm about to slide out of here. It's Friday. Stay tuned. It might be some more stuff dropping today over the weekend. But look. We did it again. That's all y'all got to know. And I'm out. 1.